So you've probably heard some of these headlines where AI is said to have come to take our jobs. Many companies are now hiring few junior developers, and the tech industry itself is becoming saturated day in and day out. And if you're in Africa sitting with less resources, few opportunities, unstable economies, and a big expectation from your family, this question still gets real when you're asked, is it still worth it to start software engineering? Or is it even worth my time to start something or to master something that AI is going to replace? Or at the end, after studying, after doing everything that it takes, I'm still not going to get a job. Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. And in today's video, I just want to share with you and try to answer two questions. One, is it still worth it for you to get into tech industry? And number two, how then you as a junior developer just studying, just finishing college, how can you position yourself such that when you go out there looking for a job, you actually get one? So let's get into it. So to start with, a lot of things have changed in the industry. There's been a shift since the introduction of AI, right? And the expectations have grown or have risen to a point where if you are just a junior developer, if you have just mastered the fundamentals, if you are just coming from college with your textbook knowledge, it's no longer enough. Companies are now expecting a lot from these junior or from the junior level candidates, right? So back in the day, it was like you'd master HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript, and then some databases, and then you would apply and actually get a job. But this time it's different. Since the introduction of AI, companies are expecting a lot from junior positions. You need to know the ins and out of how to solve problems. You need to understand the business context itself. What does the business really do? How to identify and analyze problems so that you can come up with solutions. You need to, draft systems architects. You need to know front end, back end, and how to host it, how to set up environments and so forth. So as someone coming from outside, as someone coming straight from college, you don't have all this, right? And this is why these roles are becoming few, because companies are now favoring senior people, and these senior people, obviously they have experience. That's number one. Number two, they now know how to identify problems and to solve them very quickly, which then leaves you at a disadvantage, right? But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you actually understand and try to implement some of the frameworks that I believe if you start implementing them, even if you are still in varsity, by the time you graduate, you will be on the top 1%. So now let's talk about AI, right? AI, you have heard this heading a lot. AI is here to take your job. AI is here to replace all engineers. And this is not just happening in the software engineering industry alone. This is happening across all industries, right? But I would want to view it in a different way, right? Since the introduction of artificial intelligence, which is now the AI, this wave came with tools, and these tools, they have made it, they've also made another shift in how we, us as developers or as engineers, how we work. Things that used to take us, let's say like 4 days, you can actually do those things within an hour and you're done, right? So the question now is, how exactly can we use, how can we leverage these tools such that they won't replace us, right? So now, as an individual, you need to know what tools are out there, which tools to use, and how and when to use them, right? Such that, you won't be left out when, or you won't be laid off, because we have seen again in big tech companies, there have been like massive layoffs of engineers, right? We're talking about X, we are talking about Google, we're talking about Facebook and all those things, right? There have been layoffs. But now, if we are to narrow it down, if we are to come back to Africa, right, we have seen that there's a rise of startups, right? There's a rise of software development houses whereby they are now using these AI tools to come up and solve problems, African problems that we know we experience every day. And this is where now we can actually reverse the statement to say AI is not here to take our jobs, right? Not for everyone. It's only going to take jobs for those individuals who do not want to implement solutions, who do not want to adapt to what is happening in the industry. Because think of this, when a calculator was introduced, we didn't say that mathematics is going to go away, mathematicians are going to be phased out. No, it came as a tool to actually help us solve problems quickly and make the mathematicians focus more on solving problems, right? And just using this calculator as a tool. Think of the era where industrialization was introduced. People who did not know how to use machines, people who were reluctant to understand how these machines work, they were the ones who got replaced. So you as an individual, if you're coming into tech or you're actually into tech, AI is here to help you boost productivity, deliver something, solutions, documenting everything. It's here to help us achieve what we want to achieve in less time. Africa. So now let's take this to Africa. We are a great country, and being great, we have all the resources that we have, but we lack something. We lack solutions. We rely on the Western world to come up with solutions for us to use here. So now, us as engineers, I believe if you still doubt that it's no longer worth it, I think it's high time you rethink and start looking around, search around where you are. What problems do we have as Africans that we really need to solve? Let's take an instance. We have the logistics environment or the logistic industry. What problems do we have? We have delays in deliveries. We have, lost packages. We can't trace a package when it's being sent from point A to point B. How can we leverage that? How can we take that problem and use the tools that we have here, including these AI tools, to come up with a solution to fix problems that are in logistics, to fix problems that are in payments, payment gateways, and so forth. For instance, in Zimbabwe, it's only either last year or a year before where one of the biggest companies that handles money transfers and so forth actually published their first public API to be used by engineers. All this while, we were depending on the Western payment gateways. And now it was actually a problem. If you want to receive money, you have to think and you want to come up with a system that involves payments and stuff. It was hard for us to implement those things. And now we are saying these are the challenges that we have as Africans, right? Let's start to solve these problems. Let's look at the education sector. People are still learning. There are less platforms for e-learning. COVID came and people were screaming, people were stuck as to how our kids are going to learn when there's a pandemic, right? It's high time we develop our own solutions. We have the skills, now we have the tools. It's time for us to actually build something. And hear me out. This we can do it in different ways, right? You can either partner with people who know how to do business, people who know how to market, people who know how to analyze your business analyst and stuff. And you as an engineer, you sit together, you come up with a solution and you solve it. Or you can design an AI tool that will actually help the government. It needs tools to automate almost everything, right? So this is the time as engineers, this is the time where we have to make use of, right? We create startups that solve these problems. We join forces together to come up with solutions, and we solve our own problems, not just to wait for western for the western world to detect what to use, to detect what systems to use. And come to think of it, currently we are trying to solve this puzzle as to, is it still worth it? Is my job still secure for me to last for the next 5 years? And this issue, it's not us who came up with AI. It's not even us. It's the Western world. And they dumped it on us. And now we are stuck. We are worried. Why not reverse things? Let's implement our own things, right? Anyway, back to the juniors. Now for the juniors, if you are actually still in school, if you're trying to change careers from whatever industry into tech, this is the time. And what I'm about to show you now is actually, I think it's going to help you because I've been using it. A lot of people have been using it. I have a lot of friends that have been using it, right? And it goes like this. It's just a three triangle. One thing that you need to do, or one thing that sits on the bottom of the triangle, is you need to have problem solving skills. Identify a problem, identify a niche wherever you are, be it a small business, be it your family member or whatever, or a school, a former school that you were at, right? Identify their most pain points, right? Once you have that, you validate that idea by, going to them, talk to them, you know, let them explain the whole story behind their pain point, such that you understand how you're going to engineer it, or you understand how you're going to come up with a solution for it, right? That's problem identification, validation, right? Now you need then to build, right? Now when you're building, it doesn't matter, you can vibe code, you can choose a stack that you want to follow, as long as you're going to produce something, right? You don't have to master everything at this point. Just master one framework or one language that you can use on your front end, another language that you can use on your back end, then another one for storage, which is the database side. Then at the end, you need to know how to host that system or that solution that you're going to come up with, right? That's number two on the triangle. Now, number three is to deploy. You need to master or to know how to deploy this solution. And you deploy it and you share it. Now, when it comes to share it, you be sharing it on social media, share it on LinkedIn, share it on X, such that people know how you identify problems, people understand how you solve problems, right? How you document, how you come up with a system, such that now at the end, right? When you finish your school, imagine if you are just now in your second year, and I know in most countries, for you, if you are at university, it's probably like 4 years, right? Speaking from, like, let's say from Zim, it's 4 years for your computer science degree. If you start doing this in your second year, by the time you get to your fourth year, imagine how many systems you would have come up with, how many like people you would have reached with your skill, right? So that after graduation, you no longer need either to wait for a job to come to you. You have been attracting opportunities throughout this whole journey. And this is what I've been doing, right? I no longer apply for jobs, right? On LinkedIn, I share my story, and some recruiters come to me, some clients come to me saying, I have this problem, we're trying to solve this, can you help us, and at how much, right? It's no longer about chasing for the job, because back then I know we would, like, okay, I'll go to college for 4 years, I'll do an attachment, in the middle, then final year I come back, I start applying for jobs. But now the thing is, has turned, right? You start implementing systems while you're still learning, preparing yourself for what's in the world, right? And you are building a portfolio, not just, like your textbook portfolios. No, these are real world solutions that you need to identify. So If you're still thinking, is it still worth it to learn software engineering? I would say yes, it is. If you are here in Africa or wherever you are, there are always problems. And most of these problems, they're going to be solved by technology, by software engineering. We need systems, we need solutions, and so forth. And, you know, all other parts of technology itself, AI, infrastructure, and all those things, right? So I would say it's worth it. And if you're a junior, start implementing this three triangle. And if you're interested in knowing which AI tools I have been using just to do all this on this triangle, I have made this video where I was only using 3 AI tools, right? So check it out. I'll also leave it in the description below and see how it works for you, right? Let's adapt. Let's move with what's happening, right? We identify problems, we solve them with whatever tools that are now available, right? Let's adapt, let's learn, let's continue learning. This is what software engineering is all about: identifying problems, solving those problems, adapting, changing stuff. That's how it was. We shouldn't be afraid. This is the right time, guys. So if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and also comment. Leave your comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you have any suggestion, video suggestion that you'd want me to share with you guys, please leave them in the comments down below. And again, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please do subscribe if you haven't, and also invite more people to come to the channel so that we share, we learn together. And if you have anything that you think I've omitted, if you have any objections and stuff, let's hear them in the comments, right? We want African engineers that are going to come up with solutions for our own problems. We are tired of the Western world detecting how we should work, detecting if we are still even worth being in the industry. We don't want to change industry. So please do let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out this video where I said I was sharing 3 AI tools that I was using in 2025 and that I'm still using in 2026 going forward, right? So see you in the next one.